Hey gearheads, and welcome to Garage Talk. I'm Cory and this is the 2025 Chicago Auto Show. In this video, I am going to take you on a complete walkthrough of the entire show floor and show you all the brand new cars, trucks, and SUVs available for you to see here at McCormick Center. So stay tuned. All right, gearheads, right behind me is the main entrance to the Chicago Auto Show, and I'm just going to jump right in and take y'all through. Yes, CAS 2025 is here, and there is a lot to see. I literally just walked out of the Subaru press conference where they unveiled 2 new vehicles, but right now we're going to take you on a walkthrough of every booth here at the show, starting with Toyota. You see them right when you walk in. Positioned in the same spot as last year is the new Land Cruiser. This is the Land Cruiser Squared, as I've been calling it. Last year we were able to show you the base 1958 edition. This is one of 2 trims. This is the nicer trim with the rectangular headlights and the up-level interior, bigger screens, a little bit more luxury on the inside of this one. We actually drove a first edition here on the channel, which is very similar to this for 2025. Obviously, the first edition is no more. That was a 1-year only, but a very capable vehicle built off of Toyota's TNGA-F platform that underpins the new 4Runner, the new Tacoma, Sequoia, Tundra. All the pickup trucks in the lineup are based off of this platform and built in Japan. This has a Turbo 4 or Hybrid 4 powertrain options, so very cool. You can see this one does have the iForce Max, so that is the hybrid version, like the top powertrain seen in Tacoma. And then over here we've got the Gazoo Racing GR Rally Legacy concept. So there is still a lot of fun stuff to see at car shows. Not only do we have this concept, but we've got some SEMA concepts here. First shown at SEMA last year. This is the 4Runner TRD Surf concept. With the removable roof, loving the colors, just a very cool look, kind of an homage to the OG 4Runner. And then we've got a Land Cruiser concept here, also very cool, built for overlanding, very unique interior on this one. Again, the back of it is chopped off, seems to be a trend going on. And then right here, a very important and popular vehicle in Toyota's off-roading arsenal. This is the new 2025 4Runner. This is the Platinum trim. This is a very luxurious vehicle in the Toyota truck lineup. You can see we've got that same iForce Max. We've got the roll down back window. I'm so glad that did not go away. It did in Sequoia. We still have it here on 4Runner. And then the interior of this one, this is the first time I'm getting to see a Platinum trim, and it is very nice on the inside. You can see some faux wood look, but it's some textured plastic, very cool. Very interesting hexagonal pattern here on the seats. Very nice blue with kind of orangey yellow contrast stitching all the way across that big 14-inch screen that we see in Sequoia, Tundra, and Tacoma. You can see we have a bench seat here in the second row, and we're going to go ahead, pull this here, and no third row of seats here in this one. So just a quick look at the Platinum trim of the new 4Runner. Very important vehicle for the brand. It's getting a lot of attention for ditching the V6. This now has a Turbo 4 or Hybrid 4 powertrain. This one again has that Hybrid 4 iForce Max. Gone is that 5-speed automatic transmission. Updated is the suspension, the ride, the handling, all that. So very much more in line with modern tastes for automotive. So really like that this ancient vehicle has finally been brought into the modern era. You can see its truck counterpart. This is the Tacoma. This just won the Texas Auto Writers Truck of Texas Award. First time a midsize pickup truck has won that coveted award. This is the TRD Pro version. Over here we have a TRD Off-Road. And just past it there with the bronze wheels, we have a Trail Hunter. Multiple different trims here for you to check out. That Trail Hunter actually has the 6-foot bed, which is something that is cool that Toyota is able to keep doing. Here we've got the shorter 5-foot bed. It's amazing the things you're able to do and justify the cost of when you are the segment sales leader. Meanwhile, we've got GMC, Chevy, Ford, all ditching the extended cab, regular cab, and the long bed variants. You just get one standard configuration, which basically matches up with this pickup truck here. Crew cab, short bed, and over here you can see crew cab, short bed. It is the more popular option. Here we've got a TRD Sport over here as well. It is the more popular option, but there are still some people that want a crew cab long bed or extended cab long bed. So those still can be had in Toyota and Nissan. And then over here we've got Sequoia, we've got Tundra. This new color that you see on all three of these TRD Pros, this is the new color for 2025. It is called Mud Bath. So it is the exclusive TRD Pro color for 2025. They do an exclusive color every year. Last year it was Terra. I much prefer Mud Bath. If you know anything about universities in Texas, you know exactly why. Over here, we've got a Chicago Cubs Grand Highlander. We've got the BZ4X EV. We've got the Toyota RAV4. This is a leader in the segment and has been doing big things for Toyota. One of their best-selling models year over year over year. Then replacing the interesting Venza in the lineup. I call it an interesting Venza because it was shared on a shared platform with the RAV4, so it was a more luxurious RAV4. Replacing that in the lineup, we get this Crown Signia. We recently drove one for a week. It is the most Lexus-like Toyota in the lineup. It is very nice, very luxurious. This is the top limited trim. This is exactly like the one we tested on the channel here very recently, and we really liked it. We enjoyed our time with it very much. Here we've got a Toyota Prius, the OG hybrid for American consumers. Here we have the Crown Not Signia. So this is the more traditional sedan. The Signia is the wagon. And then we get into some of their traditional SUVs. We've got Grand Highlander, we've got Highlander there in green, Sequoia back there in black. And they're highlighting their NFL partnership. Something happening very soon in the NFL. I can't quite put my finger on it. I think the Superdome in New Orleans. No, Toyota has a partnership with the NFL, and I'm sure you'll be seeing a lot from them over the coming days with the big game coming up. Then we've got Sienna over here in a couple variants and another white Highlander back there in the back. Then rounding out the lineup, we've got Corolla, we've got Corolla Cross. Over here, we've got their GR line of vehicles that I cannot ignore. With its back to us right now is the GR Corolla. They just introduced an automatic version of that. They increased the torque on GR Corolla. So really do like this. I like the carbon fiber roof. Shows you a little bit of an active lifestyle here that you can get roof racks on it. But turbo 3-cylinder engine, lots of fun. I've driven one on a track. Here we've got the GR86 special edition for the year. Really loving the green, the bronze wheels. You'll see a little bit more of that when we move over to Ford. And then a GR Supra, a vehicle built in partnership with BMW. And I know there are a lot of complaints about these two GRs right here in the front. This being built with BMW, this being built with Subaru. Say hello to the Texas Truck Channel, guys. TTC Cars as well. Yeah, go check out their channel. But yeah, my thoughts on these two cars is if they didn't partner with these other brands, these cars wouldn't exist. They're fantastic cars. The handling alone on the Supra, spectacular. Mwah! Chef's kiss. Absolutely love it. Do not sleep on the Supra. It is a spectacular vehicle. Then the Toyota Camry, I say in air quotes, is part of NASCAR. So here we have a NASCAR variant of it. We've got the off-road ready RAV4 over there, another Corolla Cross, and just kind of rounding out the Toyota lineup. I do appreciate the mobility that Toyota is showing off here at the show. So I want to show you a couple different options that they have for increased mobility for consumers. Here we've got a wheelchair lift in the back of a Tundra and a wheelchair ramp here in a Sienna. That makes it easier for consumers to use in their daily lives. Slightly lifted. This is built in partnership with Vantage Mobility. Love that they're bringing these options here to the show to show off. Moving back behind Toyota, we've got Kia. Now, if you will remember at the LA show, they actually pulled the wraps off of the new Sportage. Interesting to me here, it's not here. So we get the existing Sportage that is front and center on the screen right now. The older look and design with those boomerang running lights up front. This is one of the last vehicles to receive full amber running lights, the star map lighting like this Carnival right here on screen, or the new Sorento right here in front of me. We recently tested, this is an SX Prestige X Pro variant, and we recently had one for a week. We really loved it. It was actually a 24 model at the end of its life as a press vehicle. And yeah, we had it at around 15,000 miles. So go check that video out. We kind of give a unique perspective in that it's been used and driven. We don't typically get to see vehicles with that high mileage. So we have some interesting takes on that. Always popular, the Kia Telluride received a mid-cycle refresh a couple years ago. Those new updated headlights, amber running lights. It'll be interesting to see when this receives the star map lighting that has proliferated the rest of the lineup. Again, that Sportage with its boomerang running lights doesn't have it, but you can see on the front of the Sorento, the Carnival back there has got it. A lot of their vehicles have that new amber light signature. We also saw an updated version of the Kia EV6 at LA. They have the older version here. Someone's taking a load off there on the inside. There's several different vehicles. You've got their driving simulators here. You can see up on hydraulics, so you can have some fun with the family, compete against each other, get a better time. Another Sorento, the new K4 that we just drove. This one is the first time I've seen one in red. This is a GT line turbo model. You can tell by the all black wheels. The white accents on the interior also indicate it is a GT line model, but this is the GT line turbo. So you can get a GT line, which is the looks, and a GT line turbo, which is the performance, and this one is the turbo. Again, you can really tell by the solid black gloss wheels that don't have any accents on them. I'll show you right here. This is a GT line non-turbo, and those are the wheels. They also get different headlights, a few different things, but I've got a video highlighting all of that. One on each of those two trims already on the channel. We've got the new K5 that was shown off here at the show last year. They pulled the wraps off of this, and the new Carnival here in Chicago last year. This is a GT line all-wheel drive. You can see the new updated star map lighting, really emphasizing the width of these vehicles. The back end lighting also really shows off the width of the vehicle. And then we've got another Carnival over here. We've got the Nero back there in the back. But I can't walk through Kia without showing you a couple of their overlanding concepts from SEMA. So we had the SEMA concepts from Toyota. Now we get the SEMA concepts from Kia. We saw these at the LA Auto Show. This one is an EV9 off-roader overlander, and then this is called the Weekender. This is built off of their new EV architecture for utility work vehicles, and this is an overlanding concept from Kia. Really love the rooftop tent, the versatility on the inside. It is a really cool bit of overlanding kit, and I really hope to see something like this offered from Kia in the near future. Moving ever further back into the show, we've got Honda, the always popular Civic Type R, right here front and center. Honda has rolled out the red carpet for us, because not only do we have the red seats, but yes, we have red carpets here in this one. So lots of red, seeing red in the SI. We've got other variants of the Civic. We've got Accord, we've got CRV. We've got their first full mainstream EV, the Prologue, back here. Of course, built in partnership with General Motors. It rides on the Ultium platform, and it's a really good vehicle. I actually like it than the Chevy it shares a platform with. We had one for a week here on the channel. It's better than the Chevy Blazer EV. I'm just putting that out there. It's a good vehicle, and just builds on the EV architecture built by General Motors with their Ultium platform. We've got the new 25 Odyssey. We've tested one of these for a week on the channel. Perhaps the best minivan of the bunch. The versatility in it is so impressive and so amazing. Over here we've got Ridgeline, a very impressive pickup truck with its overall efficiency and capability. Don't sleep on the Ridgeline. I used to joke about it. I used to knock it. I've been in several. I really like that as a pickup truck. And then their luxury brand is just here behind me. We've got Acura. So we've got their MDX here in black. The ZDX, we had one just like this, same color, same trim, same options, everything, the Type S, and we thoroughly enjoyed it. This, again, rides on a shared platform with that Prologue we just saw. It rides on a shared platform with the very popular Cadillac Lyriq. But again, I really like this. The interior packaging is a little more similar to Chevy and Honda here on the inside than what you see on the Cadillac Lyriq, but it is still an up-level interior over what is offered in both that Chevy and the Honda, but we really did enjoy it. Some people say it looks like a hearse, gives hearse vibes, but I don't see it as much. Right here is the new ADX. This is the first time I've seen this one in person. It is new for 2025. This is the A-spec version of it, but you can see we get traditional Acura styling with that shield-like, very large front grille, the checkmark headlights, LED lights, all the things up front. This is a subcompact crossover from Premium Acura. And then we get a preview of what the design direction is for the brand moving forward. This is a concept study, a design concept study for them, and very much looks like if Corvette were a crossover, so to speak. So convenient that they're right there next to it. But yes, very angular, very sharp in many different directions. I love this as a future design of the Acura brand. It looks good from every angle, but yes, you can see this is purely a design concept study that just hints at what the future of the brand will look like. But if this is a future of Acura design, I'm here for it. And then, of course, yes, we get some sedans as well. Absolutely loving the pearl white paint on this one, the red inserts, the black mirrors, but yes, a very cool sedan from Acura. And we've actually had one as an owner review unit here on the channel. Turning around from Acura, you've got Stellantis, a couple Giorgio Armani versions of the Fiat 500e. Both of these right here are both of the new colorways of that new Giorgio Armani version. But back there, that pink one is the Inspired by Beauty, the red, it's product red. And each other colorway is its own trim, its own unique style. Right here, we have the Fiat Topolino. This thing, you don't even need a driver's license in Europe to drive it because it's not powerful enough to be registered as a car. Lots of cool, fun, quirky features. It kind of reminds me of Urkel's BMW. And yes, I know I'm dating myself there, but very interesting doors. The glove box up front here is kind of cool and quirky. You can see just how tiny these seats are. There's not a lot to it, and even the windows are fold-down windows. This is just personal transportation done Europe's way. Over here, we have the full-size pickup truck of Texas, the luxury pickup truck of Texas, the new 2025 Ram 1500. You can see, yes, it did also win that award for Motor Trend, but I'd like to say that our awards from Texas Auto Writers mean just a little bit more. But then we've got this heavy duty version back here powered by the traditional famed Cummins turbo diesel engine. I just love the way this thing looks in red. It is a beast of a truck. And then over here we've got the new RHO that fills the spot but doesn't take the place of the TRX in Ram's lineup. So the Ford Raptor has two variants, the V6 powered version and the Raptor R V8 powered version. This slots in against the more traditional V6 powered Raptor and is kind of doing the Raptor playbook in reverse. I really love this high output version of the Hurricane engine. It's won an award from us at Texas Auto Writers. It is a very good powertrain. And then we get all the same suspension components, all the same goodies that made the TRX so good, so much fun, just with a powerful, more fuel-efficient inline-six engine underneath the hood. But very cool look to it, a really cool stance to it. And then back here, we've got the Ram Charger platform. This is a hybrid of sorts in that you've got these big battery packs marked by the number 2, but then you've got a V6 generator, a gas generator that is not connected to the wheels in any way, shape, or form, that recharges the batteries. Its sole purpose is to recharge the batteries. So it is essentially a full electric vehicle with a gas range extender. This is so important that when the new leadership came into Ram, which is actually the old leadership, came back to Ram, they pushed this up ahead of the full EV variant of the Ram Rev. And so this Ram Charger is now slated to be in production within a year. We should start seeing this hit dealers very soon. You can see we've got some other heavy duties over here. We've got this massive trophy case with lots of different awards, including awards from the organization I'm currently the president of in the Texas Auto Writers. You can see just how many of these TAWA awards we have throughout the case. I'm very proud to come to all different states and see the state of Texas represented so well here in the trophy case. I absolutely love it. Congrats to Ram for their continued success with TAWA, with their trucks, because they really do make a great truck. Moving over from Ram, we've got the Italians. We've got the Giulia from Alfa Romeo. We've got the Tonale to the right, the Stelvio back there in the blue. Very fun, very Italian vehicles all the way through. My favorite of the bunch is Giulia, if you're interested at all. And then coming into Jeep, we've got the Wrangler Rubicon right here. This is the Extreme Recon package, which ups its off-road capability. Really cool stance here with the wheels and tires on this particular model. Really does stand out. And then walking in here, they are just wrapping up a press conference where they were showing off the red Wagoneer S. That is their all-electric new vehicle from Jeep. They just rolled Wagoneer into the Jeep fold officially, and now we're seeing the production version of the Wagoneer S, though we did cover this Wagoneer S with this 4xe badge here on the back. while we were at the State Fair of Texas. It was the launch edition that looked much like this one, red interior. I was pleased at the fit, finish, build quality, the options, the feel, the vibe of it, and even the price. I feel like in the luxury space, it's a little bit of a bargain. It does give me Grand Cherokee vibes. It's very much an EV Grand Cherokee feel, but you can see this one on its four-corner air ride suspension is jacked all the way up and is sitting very high. Coming through, you can see we've got all the media. There's Nick Kappa of Ram giving us a big wave, but just all the fun people at Stellantis hanging out there and media hanging out for interviews. Then the Hellcat is not dead. You can still get the Hellcat engine in a Durango. Yes, the Durango continues to soldier on, but here, the last vehicle to employ that Hellcat engine. The Charger and Challenger as we know it are now dead, replaced here by this Charger. This is the EV variant of that Charger. It's the Charger Daytona. You can see it's got a very retro look to it, very true to its roots here in this bright orange. And then we've got this blue one over here. You can get a little bit closer to this one, a few less people swarming it quite as much, but you can see very true to its form. There will be a traditional, or I guess a non-traditional 5-door version of it coming, because this is actually liftback, so it's considered a 3-door version. You can see there's some fun aerodynamic tricks to the front here. We've got this big wing up front because there's no gas engine under this hood. The gas variant will have a more traditional hood, but this just helps with airflow, keeping that car planted down so all wheels can maintain traction. Yes, this is an all-wheel drive vehicle thanks to its dual electric motors. Tons of power, tons of retro style. I think they're really cool. They have that Fratsonic chambered exhaust, so they sound quite amazing. They're actually making a lot of noise throughout this show. Then we've got the Dodge Hornet, the American cousin to the Alfa Romeo Tonale, another non-Hellcat Durango back here. And then Chrysler. We'll start over here with the more traditional, the only Chrysler vehicle in the lineup. We've got two variants of the Pacifica minivan. Yes, the Voyager does exist, but it's a rebadged Pacifica. But right here, we are celebrating 20 years of stow and go seating. That is where the first and second row of seats can stow completely in the floor. You know, if you followed us for a while, we did a road trip from the first half of Route 66, California to Texas, with a non-hybrid Pacifica. And just the storage in the floor that was made available really came in handy for Tucker's dirty shoes and stuff on that road trip. Really cool. And back behind Chrysler here, we've got Camp Jeep. Camp Jeep would have been celebrating their 20th anniversary last year had they been at the Chicago Auto Show. But Stellantis did pull out of all early auto shows early that year, and they missed their 20th anniversary of Camp Jeep. But here they are for their 20th year. You can see we've got this one coming down a giant hill up here. And yes, they will brake on the way down. It is much more intimidating inside the vehicle than watching it from outside here. Now we'll get a little bit of articulation here, perhaps one of my favorite things about off-roading, but with the solid axles front and rear, you can see we always have all-wheel traction planted here in this Wrangler. That feels even less dramatic on the inside, but very cool to just see the capability there. And then moving on from current Chrysler, we've got the future of Chrysler. So I remember at this show a couple of years ago, I showed you a black concept called the Airflow, and I said this is the design future of Chrysler. Now I'm showing you this, the Halcyon. This is the design future of Chrysler. So forget the Airflow. The Airflow is dead to us. We don't remember it. We don't know about it. This is the Halcyon. You can see it still does use that new Chrysler emblem logo. Very minimalistic design that we did see
on the airflow. But yeah, this Halcyon, very big windshield going very far forward, this interesting door and roof design, much like what Buick did with the Wildcat EV concept. I expect Chrysler to be doing it here with the Halcyon, but this Halcyon seems a little more out there than that Buick Wildcat concept, which did translate to their crossovers quite well. Very curious how this Halcyon concept is going to transfer and look on a minivan. And when we get that Halcyon inspired minivan, it'll be very interesting, I'd say the least. And then moving back past Camp Jeep, moving further into the back recesses of the show, we have not one but two EV test tracks here at the Chicago Auto Show. 12 brands are participating in total, and we're just so many brands to talk about. We've got Ford, we've got Chevy, we've got Kia, we've got Dodge. Like I said, that Charger Daytona has been ripping around, making tons of noise throughout the day today. With Kia, VW, Tesla, Rivian. So many EVs back here to test. When they first started this, I think they had 2 brands. Now they've got 12. Just seeing the growth of this test track over the years has been very impressive. You can ride along. You can't drive indoors here at the Chicago Drives Electric EV test tracks, but you can really get to experience the vehicles, get to see how quick they are, get to see how quiet they are as they move around here inside, with the exception of that Dodge. Here we've got the new EVs from Cadillac. We've got the Escalade IQ, and back there in the back, the Optic, which is their new smallest vehicle. Over here, we've got the Cadillac booth proper with that Escalade IQ, over 700 pound-feet of torque measured in Newton meters there on the back. Then we've got the always popular, long popular Lyric here in the front. Back behind it, we've got the new Vistic. This is the XT6 replacement. I've got a full video on this one coming out very soon, but very nice, very handsome design. I think it wears the grille very nicely. Updated looks to it, but it very much translates into the electric Cadillac era, so to speak. And then this new Optic, I did a deep dive of a not so fun colored one at the Houston Auto Show. I'm really impressed with the interior on this one. Above all else, it's got this really cool cloth on it. On the upper part of the door, we've got some other cool materials as we move down the door. I just want to know, when did we decide that premium cloth was not a luxurious feature? I mean, just look at some of the materials in here. It really is next level and helps you forget that this is on a shared platform with the Escalade. The Equinox EV from Chevrolet. And then peeking over here into the Vistic, you can see we've got that big curved screen. Lots of room in here. I really do think this Vistic is going to be a very popular vehicle for the brand, just because of the fact that it is 3 rows. It's 222 seating all the way back. Again, I do a deep dive. I actually climb back here in the back seat of this one. You can see the updated taillight look. I don't know if I love it. I like it better than Lyric. I want to like the styling of Lyric. I just can't. And I'm a little, I don't know about the lights that come in on the taillights of this. Very odd look to me. I don't know that I'm just in love with it. I love the current gas Escalades, top to bottom lights. I like the lighting on this Optic, but I'm not quite sure about the lights here on the Vistic. Then you can pop open the back by pressing the Cadillac logo there, and actually an impressive bit of room back here behind the 3rd row of seats. You can see we've got some hidden storage underneath back here, which is a hallmark of EVs and really General Motors' big 3-row crossovers as of late. But yes, power hatch there. Really do like the orange on this one. I can't stress that enough, but we do have a deep dive of the one we saw in Houston. And then you can see back there in the back, we've got that Escalade. That is the only gas-powered vehicle here at the Cadillac booth. Moving on further still, we've got Tesla. Last year they brought a Cybertruck. This year they brought 2, and the rest of their sexy lineup, if you get my meaning there. So we've got Model 3s, Model S's, Model Ys, All the typical lineup from Tesla, but yes, 2 different Cybertruck models. Then moving further back to the EV test track number 2 here, we've got VW, we've got Polestar, we've got VinFast. VinFast is a Vietnamese company that is new and participating, but the giant crowd you see here is all interested in a couple of very new projects from Rivian. The R2 there on the left in white, and the R3X over here in green. I love the look of both of these. That R2 is like the perfect size. Really will fit most garages, most lifestyles very nicely, very easily. This R3X is definitely giving old VW vibes, GTI vibes. The look of it is absolutely on point. They do classify this as an SUV or a crossover, but it's really a tall hatchback. Much like the Hyundai Ioniq 5, it really is the same form factor, but my goodness, the look is absolutely on point. And I love how the letters are raised back here on the back. Really just gives it a next level that you really can't see in pictures. The attention to detail in these is really truly next level. I do have a deep dive, one video on both of these because unfortunately we can't get in them. They just pop the doors open. I do like the frameless door design here on the R3X. The only problem I really see that Rivian is going to have with either of these vehicles is being able to produce them quick enough. So the R2 will come first. They're expecting that within a year, the first part of 2026. The R3X, or the whole R3 line, is just later. Both of these are very cool. It'll be interesting to see when they ramp up production. Over here, we've got another popular EV brand, Lucid. This is the Air, their sedan, but this is the new Gravity. It's giving very much Audi Q5, Q7 vibes with the way the lights and the hatch open back here in the back. But this is their SUV version of the Air. I haven't really gotten a lot of time to check it out, and you can see with the doors open, the hatch open, it's a little hard to get a feel for it, but we've got a very nice interior with the tray tables, with all the screens, with the pillarless door designs, window designs. You've got the front trunk up front that you can chill out in, hang out in. That is really cool. A very overall nice, sleek, cool design. I spent some time in a Lucid Air. I thought it was a very well-made, well-thought-out vehicle, but just haven't had enough time with them to truly give you any strong opinions of them. I like the style. I like the specs on them. They've seemed very good, in my opinion, in the times I've spent with them. And then, of course, yes, I did mention 2 Cybertrucks, so one over there, one over here. They're actually getting ready to put a tent in the other one that they're working on. And then Polestar. Polestar used to be the performance version, variant, sub-brand of Volvo. They have spun that out into their EV brand, the Polestar, the Guiding Star. We've got 2s, we've got 3s, we've got 4s here. They're keeping it very simple for us. They're all in white. I do like how they give us some vehicle information on the doors, like where they're made. This one is made in South Carolina. Very interesting, cool look to the design. We've got those Thor Hammers lights, much like that Dodge Charger Daytona. We've got this airflow that goes over the hood. Not quite as dramatic as what we saw on the Dodge, but still you get airflow, some air pass through here on the front just to help the aerodynamics of their overall vehicle. But very clean, very cool look to these. But you let me know down in the comments what you think of this Swedish EV automaker. Moving over here, we've got BMW. They brought a few models for us, X3s, X1s, the new M5 over here in red. We've got a 7 Series, a 4 Series. This M5 that has made news for being just obscenely heavy. It's like as heavy as a Tahoe, but it's a performance hybrid, so that kind of makes up for it. But then we've got all the crossovers over here, that big 7 Series. So a lot of the popular BMW products, but not really showing off anything groundbreaking or brand new here at the show. Keeping in line with the German brands, we've got the people's car, the Volkswagen VW over here. We've got this awesome green. I just love that green is back. But we've got mostly crossovers here. We've got the Atlas and Atlas Cross Sport back in the back. This is our more off-road trim right here. But the vehicle that really piques my interest is this one right here. It's the all-electric ID Buzz, the reinterpretation of the hippie van from the 60s. And I think they nailed the styling. It's got so much personality. It's got this fun interactive display with this sliding screen panel that kind of gives you a peek inside. You can learn more about the vehicle by touching specific things. Is really cool. I just feel like it's a little bit too late to the party and its range is a little bit too small. That price tag is creeping up there too, over 60 grand for one of these. And the range number starts with a 2, so it just feels a little short for me. And then we've got their first mainstream EV for the States, the ID4. I feel like the brand just missed the mark entirely when it came to launching their EV lines. Their smaller, more affordable people's car should have been the Bug, and then the ID Buzz, and this should have been 5 years ago. They were just a little late to the party. They could have been printing money, but these ID4s were actually brought along and targeted as a RAV4 replacement. We're really positioning them against the gas cars of the time. And well, whether or not that strategy worked out is up to them. And then back here on the stage, past these other ID Buzz, is the 2025 Tiguan. Little pop quiz for you. What is Tiguan? Well, it's the amalgamation of Tiguan, or Tiger and Iguana gives you Tiguan. So there you go. A little bit of trivia for you. Tiger, Iguana, Tiguan, and it's apparently a compact crossover. If you're ever wondering what happens when a tiger and an iguana get together. Back here, we've got some more Rivian products. We've got the R1T, but then we've got their commercial van. You may have seen these in gray and blue around your neighborhood delivering Amazon packages because Amazon did strike a deal with Rivian to build this for them as their cargo vehicle of choice. It's really an excellent platform. Chevy has been doing it with their Bright Drop line, and we get it here from Rivian. You can see Eddie X is in there talking to the guys about it, but big flat load floor because the battery's underneath. You just think about all the stop and go that these delivery vehicles do, all the emissions that can be stopped by this. Really, the work vehicles that do a lot of stop go, it really is the place to make that big change. And I really applaud Rivian for that. And then right here in front of us, I cannot come to the show without showing you this. Tucker would be so upset with me. A red Chevy truck made entirely out of Lego. I did see this a few years ago at the then Dallas Auto Show, now North Texas Auto Expo. And here it is in Chicago, a full life-size model of a Chevy Silverado LT Trail Boss made entirely out of Lego bricks. Just the attention to detail here. The differentiation of colors. They even get the Trail Boss logo on the side. They get Chevrolet stamped in the tailgate, the LT, the Silverado on the tailgate, the tail lights, the variation in color. It is just so very impressive. We even have the Z71 badge up here. So very cool work. And where is it found in the show? Well, right next to the new Kids Zone. So back in the back with the EV test track, parents can't drive the EVs, they have to ride along, but kids can drive their EVs here at the Kids Zone. It'll be interesting to see how this works out, but bring your kiddos if you're in the area. This is the new Kids Zone where you can race around in a child-size EV. Moving on from there, we've got the Buick and GMC booth. We'll go over here just because I missed the front edge of Buick and start with their Envision. I really like this smoky amethyst paint job on this Envision. It was new for 24, mostly unchanged for 2025. Very good look. Like I said, that Wildcat EV concept inspired the new look of Buick, and I think it's translated quite well. I think this is perhaps the best looking of the bunch. You can see here we've got an ST version to complement the smoky amethyst in the Avenir trim. Everything chromed out on the Avenir is dark here on the ST. And then we've got their more affordable Invista. Really do like this. This is on a shared platform with the Chevy Trax. Loaded out, you can't even top it up to 30K. I'm just truly impressed with the pricing on these. And then the big boy, the biggest Buick that you can buy, this is the Enclave. This is a top Avenir trim. Very nice, very luxurious. We have a full video, couple videos on the channel of a blue one that we spent time with. It wears the styling very nicely. It is a big gaping grille, but I think the look really works, especially on the Avenir trim. Really does look upmarket here on this Buick right here. But moving over, this red one in the background is an ST. Here we've got another version of the Invista. It's an ST, but you can see on these ST models just kind of the stealth appearance of them with everything that would be chrome being a little blacked out. Gives it a nice smoky, dark stealth appearance. And I think the look absolutely works. We've got this massive screen on the inside, still all the same tech across both trims, but a very cool look here from Buick.
Moving over from Buick, we've got GMC, their sister brand, their co-dealership brand, and we've got a lot of vehicles all lined up here. We've got the new Terrain. This is the Elevation trim. This is the new entry level to their compact crossover. This one really is the entry level. This one starts, you can see here, at $31,395 for this one. Not much on it to speak of. This rides on a shared platform with the Buick Invista that we've already seen, which is actually right back there, and the Chevy Equinox. This is a 2025 model. The Elevation trim that we see here and behind me in red are going to be the only 2025s. I'll show you a 26 model here momentarily, but go ahead and pan over here and show you the radiant red tint coat Elevation. You can see with the black accents, the black grille, black wheels, black roof. Really nice look here on this one versus the chrome accents that we have here on this model. So we'll go ahead and take a look at the window sticker. You can see $33,890 for this one. We'll move over here to the red one with all the black accents, a little more loaded out at $40,000. Give you a quick moment to look over the window sticker there. We've sampled for a week the new Equinox. We really liked it, so I can only assume the GMC version will be just as favorable. And then over here, built in my home state of Texas, Arlington, Texas to be specific, the new 2025 GMC Yukon Denali. You can see we get a reworked front fascia, different headlights, stacked jeweled LED headlights there up front, a reworking of the Denali grille. You can see we have power deployable running boards down here. We've got a very nice interior. We're going with this vertical tablet style design for all infotainment duties across the entire GMC lineup. We'll even come up here to this entry level Terrain, and wouldn't you know, tablet style infotainment there on that. So that is a signature of the GMC brand. All of their models moving forward will have that tablet style, which kind of goes against what GM said a few years ago, and that all of their infotainments would be wide, emphasizing the width of their vehicles. But you can see GMC here is bucking that trend, and we've got that vertical tablet style. It's over 15 inches. We had it in the Acadia Denali that looked just like that blue one right there. We've got a full couple of videos on that vehicle. We really liked it. I actually like that screen setup design, size and everything about it works very well. Here you can see this is a Denali Ultimate. So we ditched some of the bright chrome for some dark chrome, we get some black accents, and then we get that Ultimate interior here with that upgraded stitching. You can see we get Ultimate in multiple different places shown off in this one. This is the Yukon XL, so this is the long version, and the Yukon and the Chevy Tahoe and Suburban are the only vehicles in GM's lineup now that you can get with the Duramax. They expanded the lineup of availability on the Duramax. Let's see if this one's got it. No, this has got the 6.2 V8. And this one stickers for 107 as this one sits. It's a hefty penny for a big, luxurious 3-row body on frame. But you can see we have 24-inch wheels on that one. Here on this Denali, oh, wrong one. This is not an Acadia Denali, so we won't talk window sticker on this one. They have the wrong window sticker there in place. But a little more affordable here on the Everyman Denali. Over here we have the new AT4. Updated for 2025, so we get that updated headlight treatment. You can see the lower bumpers got cutouts for better approach angle for off-roading. You can see kind of these bronzy-esque accents here on the side. We see it a little bit here in the grille. Very nice, very premium look. And looking inside, this is actually an AT4 Ultimate. So it's not ultimate in its off-roadiness, it's ultimate in its interior luxury. So much like the Denali Ultimate ups the luxury quotient on the inside, the AT4 Ultimate also ups the luxury quotient. In Detroit, last year, actually almost 2 years ago now, GMC bosses said that something like 70% of their vehicles wear either a Denali or AT4 premium off-road badge, and they're really leaning into that. Most vehicles only have an Elevation, AT4, and Denali trim, and here with this Denali Ultimate on their very popular Yukon, they're really leaning into that. So you get the best of both worlds. All the luxury of a Denali and all the off-road look and capability of an AT4. You can see this one, 97,000. This one's still using that 6.2 V8, but I do believe, much like Z71, Tahoe and Suburban, you can get that Eco Diesel or Eco Diesel, Duramax maybe diesel in the AT4 model, which I really like. Here we've got that terrain elevation here, and then Acadia AT4. So we talked about these splits in sales of AT4 and Denali. You can see just under 60,000. I've driven one of these from my dealer friends in Tyler that looked just like this, same color, and I really enjoyed it, but we did spend a time with a Denali version, which is back there in blue. And then this right here is the Elevation trim, which again serves as the base model for Acadia. So there you go. Still, again, get that tablet style display, full digital screens. So even on the Elevation, you're not losing a lot in terms of what customers are looking for. And again, just like Enclave, and even like Chevy Traverse, which we have not made it to Chevy yet. Can I open the hatch? Yes, I can. Power lift gate on this one, which I really like, and tons of space back here in the back. I've got a full video or a short form video showing just how much luggage can fit behind these 3 rows, and surprise, surprise, there's some hidden storage down here. So really impressed with the overall storage space on the Acadia. Back here we've got Sierra Denali. This is the 1500 version. We've got Sierra AT4. We've got Hummer EV pickup truck. We've got Hummer EV SUV. We've got another 1500 Sierra Denali. We've got Sierra EV in its Denali trim, and you can see it's a much more aerodynamic version of the Sierra pickup truck because, well, it's fully EV, and they claim up to 400 plus miles on it, but I'm hearing stories of real consumers getting up to 500 miles on these. So very impressed with the range on these. It's not quite as big and brash as the first GMC EVs in the Hummer sub-brand, but it is a very compelling pickup truck. You do have a power front opening hood that gives way to front trunk storage. You can see we've got these 24-inch wheels and tires. And this one, max range, Denali, 101,000. And on here we don't get the overall expectation of range, but expect a pretty impressive return on range on this Denali EV. And then you can see, like most pickup trucks, tons of space here on the inside. We do have that fold down mid gate that does split 60-40, or you can fold the whole thing down, take the rear window out. You've got the multi-flex, multi-pro tailgate, sorry, get GMC's branding on it, the multi-pro tailgate within a tailgate, 6 different functions, very cool there. Here on this Sierra Denali EV max range. You can see we even get Denali called out there on the wheels. Very cool, very cool. All right, we talked a lot of terrain earlier. This is a 2026 Terrain AT4. They just announced that this will now be a 26 model if you're interested in the AT4. So AT4 has existed on terrain for some time now. Chevy just got the Equinox Active, which translates equivalently with this one, but we've got a little turbocharged 4-cylinder engine here in this one. We've got updated tech. We've got that same interior with that tall tablet-like screen, but we've got off-road wheels and tires, a little bit meaner, a more aggressive stance, a very cool look. Again, leaning into the off-road craze. I really like it. It looks really good, especially in white with all the contrasting black. Very cool look. Now we've got Sierra Denali HD over here. We've got the Canyon AT4X, a partnership with American Expedition Vehicles, AEV, and very, very cool, capable pickup truck. We had not the AT4X, but we had the AT4 version with this same interior, which we really liked. I love this truck. It is very cool all the way around. A partnership with AEV gives you the wheels, the tires, tons of underbody protection here in this that you do not get in other variants of the Canyon pickup truck. And then over here you can see the AEV edition AT4X Denali HD Sierra HD, and very big, massive pickup truck here. Towing on this one, we'll have to peek in here on the driver's door. Even though it is very off-road capable, typically you sacrifice towing capability when you gear up a truck for off-roading. Just look at Ram Rebel and Ram Power Wagon in the Ram heavy-duty lineup. But let's see, our conventional trailer on this one, 18,500 pounds of towing, and still very off-road capable. And so you can see here, we are in fact pulling a massive boat. I don't know anything about boats, what they weigh, what they cost, but this one seems quite impressive. You do know that if you follow this channel, we just got back from the Houston Automotive Show, so this would have fit right in home there. Now we have Chi-Town Exotic Car Group, lots of exotic vehicles here, including, I just saw one of these down in Houston. It was black, Ferrari's first SUV, though they will not call it that. The Purosangue, this is a 2024 model, really cool. Just a taller, more people-friendly Ferrari. So they want to increase their sales. SUVs do sell because people can actually fit in them. So there you go, Ferrari Purosangue. I think I'm saying that right. But then we've got some other various different vehicles. We've got a McLaren back here. We've got Lamborghinis. Got all kinds of fun stuff over here from Chi-Town Exotic Car Group. And then moving over just a bit, we've got a NASCAR booth right here. Oh, look, a Camaro. So they are apparently doing the Chicago Street Race Series again in July. So brace yourselves, Chicagoans. But then over here, we've got the supercar gallery. Lots of Lamborghinis, Rolls Royces. These are brand new, whereas where we just came from, those are all used. But Bentleys, Mercedes with the AMGs, Maybachs, I'm sure. We've got some Ferraris coming down here. So lots of cool, beautiful, exotic, expensive vehicles here at the Drive Chicago Supercar Gallery. Yeah, a G-Wagon, G63, Ferrari Roma, Ferrari SF90 Stradale. We've got some Maseratis here. We've got Aston Martin around the corner back there, more McLarens. Very cool collection of supercars. Panning around from there, we've got overlanding is becoming a big thing. So overlanding Chicago, I'll get it out here, has an entire area here dedicated to overlanding. You can see the kind of off-road look. The carpet turns to brown to look like you're in dirt, but you come through these gates here into overlanding Chicago. They did partner a lot with Toyota, so you'll see a lot of Toyotas here. Loving that trailer. That's really cool. We've got Ford Transits, we've got GMC Safaris over here. We've got Tundras and Sequoias. We've got Colorados and Subarus back there. But yes, the official partner of this area is Toyota. So this is their unofficial second booth here at the show, showing off some of their off-road ready and capable vehicles. But then we have Chi-Town, what is that, 4x4? Okay. Not familiar, being from Texas, with local off-roading groups, but you can see they've got some cool stuff here. And then just on the other side is GMC. So we will continue on. Coming out of overlanding Chicago, we're going to go into the Lexus booth. Lexus did just walk away from Texas with some awards. The GX 550 won SUV of Texas for 2025, which did I see a GX over here in the overlanding? No, but we'll see some fun stuff as we move into the Lexus booth proper. You can see right here in front of us is our new EV, the RZ. We've got the NX, the ES, the IS, the RX. We've got their full lineup on display here. Very impressive bunch of vehicles from Lexus. We've got their big TX back there in the back. We've got a prototype, again, showing off SEMA prototypes here in Chicago. This is the LX, but here we have a prototype overlanding GX. I knew I had seen an overlanding GX here. With the roof rack, with the awning, the tent, all the different places to store your gear on the sides and inside. Very, very cool setup here on the GX, a very capable vehicle, hence it winning SUV of Texas for 2025. Speaking of overlanding, what is overlanding without exploring and creating adventures, going to national parks, rooftop tents, and the like? That brings us to Subaru. Here at the show, Subaru was actually the only one to truly have a press conference with new vehicles on the show, like a big release. And while this is a 2025 Forester Touring, that isn't the big news for Forester. That comes up here on the stage as we walk through their national park themed booth here. I think they really take the theatrics and branding up a notch. I'm very impressed with all that Subaru always brings to the shows. I'm very grateful right now that the screen here is not in motion because it very well can make you seasick while standing still. But we've got the new hybrid Forester and the new Forester Wilderness Edition. So lifted, off-road ready, wheels and tires, underbody protection, on the Wilderness. And then the hybrid model is the most fuel efficient vehicle Forester ever. It is unique in that you can get that black roof that is only available on hybrid. You can see over there in Wilderness, we have the body colored, but it is an option. So here we have a hybrid with a body colored roof. You will notice it wears the same wheel design, but different tires. And then we get this big hybrid badge right here, but very fuel efficient version in the hybrid, and then a very active version in the Wilderness. So the Wilderness is actually a 2026 model, while the hybrid is a 2025. So expect to see the hybrids out very soon. Here we've got the Geyser Blue, the Wilderness essential color. What's the word I'm looking for here? Gearheads, the exclusive color to the Wilderness. There we go. But you can see we get all the bronze accents, that synthetic leather, upscale vinyl interior. We've got Wilderness there in the headrest. Really cool look. I really like it. I think it wears the styling quite well. When Forester was launched, it got a lot of critique for looking like a Ford or a Honda. I think now that we've had them out for a year, consumers have gotten used to them. I do believe they're catching on. I'm still a little intrigued by the front styling here in the grille. That really is a lot of plastic in the grille. It is a textured plastic, but doesn't really give a lot of airflow to the engine. That's the only open part there. So very interesting design to the front end, but we get that requisite black plastic cladding to show that it is rugged and off-roadified. But there is that white one up there for you to see as well. Taking it over to the hybrid version, I guess it's not unusual that the Wilderness version has all this blocked off, because even here the hybrid version is just like that. But there you go. The news from the Chicago Auto Show coming here from the Subaru booth. So walking out from here, we've got the Impreza, and you can see they're really leaning into their active lifestyle and everything that they do for overlanding, for off-roading, for just creating an adventure. You can see they've got camping setups all the way around. They've got really cool interactive displays. They've got a campfire here. They've got the outgoing Forester Wilderness right here. This one will be departing us for 2026 in favor of that new one. You can see the look of that. We've got Outback Wilderness right here, all covered in mud, air quotes, mud. And then I can't just blow by the fact that Subaru loves pets. You can adopt a dog here at the Chicago Auto Show. You can come get to meet some pups here at the show. Come pet them, spend some time with them. They are so cute and adorable. How can you not love them? But yes, they're right here. And then interesting enough, Legacy is still here with us, even though the brand has committed to sunsetting its time in dealer showrooms. So Legacy is departing us, but here at the auto show for you to check out. And we'll continue on here, walking through the wilderness of Subaru. All right, gearheads, quick cut. I've walked a little bit further, a little bit of wayfinding. I am back at the main entrance. I am at Ford. You can see those colored streamer banners just over there and all the lights. That's Subaru where I just was, but you can see I kind of had to walk by some non-theatrical fun stuff to get back here to Ford. And Ford has got a lot of vehicles on display. We've got Mustang GT, we've got Mustang Dark Horse, and then we've got Mustang GTD. This is their insane performance variant. Just look at the wing on the back of it. You know this is something big, something special, just from its presence. It exudes presence. You can see rear seat delete on this, tons of power, upgraded suspension, upgraded performance. just an insane beast of a vehicle. We've got the specs here, that 5.2 liter V8 engine, all the different traction control, extremely limited availability. But yes, if you want to know more, boom, I'll give you a chance to scan that QR code right there. But these are the variants you're probably going to see most often. You've got GT back there in the back, Dark Horse right there. We've got a convertible right here. And then we've got the becoming more popular Mach-E, the electric crossover Mustang. We road tripped one of these. We had fun with it. Same trim, Mach-E Premium. Very fun color here on this one. Holly would love it, I am quite sure. You can see we get those aerodynamic wheels. Very cool look. Then we've got the performance version in the GT there in blue. And then I'll go ahead and take you over one of the big reasons why I cut instead of showing you my walkover was because of Ford Bronco, not this eruption green one right here, but what encircles this eruption green Badlands right here. It's their indoor test track, their built wild indoor test track. So we've got like Bronco Raptor here with the new painted roof. This one's in black instead of that molded in color. So we're seeing iterative updates to Bronco, which I really like. But coming back here, you can see there are multiple different obstacles on this indoor track for you to experience with a professional driver behind the wheel. You can see the articulation here, that front stabilizer bar disconnect, and what that can do. Much like what Jeep is doing back at Camp Jeep. Of course, this one does have an independent front suspension versus the full solid axles front and rear in the Jeep. It would be interesting to bring the opposing vehicle to the other brand's off-road test track. So to bring a Jeep over here to the Built Wild test track and to bring a Bronco over to Camp Jeep, I would be concerned or interested in seeing that content. Then we have the new 2025 Ford Explorer. Ford simplified their trim offerings. They're now down to 4, I do believe. This is the ST version here, kind of their on-road sport performance. You can see the bright red painted brake calipers. I will get my words out here on this one. But while we're over here, we're just going to take a moment and watch exactly what this Bronco is doing. That little side action there is much more thrilling inside the vehicle, especially when she stops there like that and the doors are off. You feel like you could fall out. It's just a little more intense inside the vehicle than what it looks like outside the vehicle. And then I do want to get this ramp over here that she's about to go on. This is a new addition that I have not yet gotten to experience, and I want to see her going up and over this. So get behind the screen here just in time to see her pivot on this one. So she's driving up into nowhere, and then yep, the weight transfer slowly. So Camp Jeep, we've got that big massive hill, and then yes, the ground shook as that Bronco came down. And then they do have the big hill here at the Bronco Built Wild test track. So you can go up this massive hill as well. I think Camp Jeep's is larger. It's kind of a measuring contest between the two of them to see who can build the tallest, steepest hill. But there you have that Bronco going up. She'll pause on the way down. I'm sure I've done this many years. It's been fun to experience that, and you get a great view of the auto show from up there, unlike anything other than Camp Jeep. Yeah, there she gives you a quick break on the way down, but woo, coming down with some speed there. So you can see we've got smiles on faces all around there in that one. But continuing on through Ford, we've got the new 2025 Ford Expedition. I've covered this extensively on the channel from Houston Auto Show, from its debut at the State Fair of Texas, from the LA Auto Show. But again, simplifying the trims offered. This is the platform, the Platinum Edition, which is the only trim that gives you 24-inch wheels to compete with Chevy, GMC offering 24s on the RST and the high country variants. So very interesting to see 24s are the new 20s. I remember in high school, yes, I'm dating myself, when 20s were the big thing. It's got the new Raptor R, more improved power and efficiency here in this Raptor R. This thing did compete with the the Ram 1500 TRX, which has now departed us, and the last one of these I had was a 23 model. I loved it. The fact that you could actually put it in two-wheel drive and do burnouts without even trying is absolutely amazing. Then we've got the new Ranger. This is an FX4 off-road variant. You can see this one does not have the optional steps here on the bed sides, but let's see if we can find one that does have it. No, that X4 does not. I don't see any, but you do have optional steps on the bed sides back in the back. And then we've got the new updated 25 Maverick. I just covered at the Houston Auto Show an eruption green one of these, but I like all the orange accents, the updated front fascia on this one, the new lighting coming inside here. We do have a newer, bigger updated screen with sync connectivity, which I really like. They're showing off this new Lobo version, so we don't get any more power. We just get a lower stance, these awesome wheels, and a street truck look and vibe. Very cool, very impressive little street truck here. I think it'll do quite well in the market. Very cool. You can see the Maverick starts at under 30,000, but the Lobo starts at 35. You can see the trim lineup here. So XL, XLT, Lariat, and Trimmer. Scan that QR code for more, but this does use their EcoBoost 2-liter. Should be a lot of fun. I haven't gotten to experience the Lobo, but I really do like the look of it. Back here, we've got the all-new Mustang RTR partnership between the two companies, Ford and RTR. You can see and scan that for some updates, but this is only the second time in Mustang history that they have used an outside partner other than the factory partners to create a special edition. You can see the very cool camo here on this one. The RTR lighting up front, a very cool look to it indeed. Over here we've got some Broncos and Bronco Sports. So the Bronco Sport Heritage here with the white roof, the white grille. We've got an Outer Banks version right here. I really like the Heritage striping on this Bronco right here. I also really like the black painted roof that we saw on the Raptor earlier. So I really like that we don't just have that molded in color top anymore. Really like the repeat of the color stripes here on the inside. This is a really cool look that will stand out no matter where you take it, whether on road or off. Same with this one over here. This one does have the Sasquatch package. This is a Strope edition, 2025 model. Very much looks like an off-road racer with the black hood and the different livery on it, the blue painted roof. And then we've got a black painted roof here on this Wild Track. So very, very cool here. You can see Choose Tough here on the front of this Bronco Sport. This is a Badlands. You can now get a Badlands Sasquatch edition. So really leaning into the off-roadability. You can see we get that updated screen that we got in Maverick. You can see we get the Bronco logo there on the side. Very cool mixed use of materials in here. This is cloth. This is simulated leather. I am quite sure of that. But very cool interior, and you can see upgraded wheels and tires. So that is a big update for the 2025 model year. You can see it definitely looks more big, tough, and rugged. This vehicle was mentioned during Subaru's press conference of that Forester Wilderness. So yes, Bronco Sport Badlands with that Sasquatch package. But you can see here starting at 40,000. Go ahead and scan that if you want to learn more. But very cool bit of cute ute off-roading, if you will, in the Bronco Sport Badlands. And I'm sure with that Badlands, you do get access to Bronco Off-Rodeo, where you can take someone else's Badlands or even a Bronco proper off-road and just learn the capabilities of the vehicle you just spent a good chunk of money on. Before we get done at Ford, I did want to show you the Ranger Raptor. This one is a very compelling vehicle in the segment. You can see it is the North American Truck of the Year. Very proud of that badge, as they should be. You can see very cool interior here with the code orange accents and the like, but more power, more ground clearance, approach, departure angle, and overall efficiency. Really do like that. And then as we come out of Ford here, come around our Expedition that we saw earlier, we will come into the back end of the Built Wild, which then leads us into Chevrolet. I do believe this is the last booth for us to cover because they are in the center. No, we've still got Nissan, so Chevrolet and Nissan to go. But checking out the Chevy booth over here. Lots of EVs on this side of the wall here. We've got Equinox EV, so that Cadillac Optic I showed you earlier. This is the more affordable version of that. This is the Chevrolet Equinox EV. Really only shares a name and overall footprint size about with the Equinox that you've known over the years. This is the RS version. You can see over 300 miles of range. This one stickers for 53,000, but I really like the black roof. I like the contrasting interior. From my little bit of time with one of these, I do like it better than the Blazer EV. I feel like it's a little bit better package, better size, better styling, better interior packaging than Blazer EV. We'll come on back to this Blazer EV. We're still waiting on the SS version to hit showrooms. There it is right there. I've seen it for many years at shows, but still yet to drive one. The interior of this, I mentioned at Honda, I liked the Honda version better. I feel like it was better, more baked out interior. I feel like given the fact that this was finalized during COVID when everything was weird, this one was a sad byproduct of those weird times as it finished out its production. For instance, its charge port door is the slowest opening charge port door I've ever experienced. Coming inside here, the roller door for this section does open you up to some additional storage that in the Honda version you have a pass-through here, but you have this top-down storage, which is fine, but you have two USB ports right here that if you have a cord plugged into it, you can't close the lid. So I don't know, it's just some small things like that that don't quite add up for me, that I'm sure a mid-cycle refresh could and would update and address. But as I mentioned back here, this is the SS version. An interesting thing about the Blazer EV platform, you could get a front wheel drive, you can get a rear wheel drive, you can get an all-wheel drive, and this SS is in fact an all-wheel drive variant, dual motor, lots of power, lots of acceleration. Cadillac just dropped news of their Lyriq, which shares a platform with this. Their Lyriq V, it's the most powerful production Cadillac ever. This Blazer EV SS, you can see it's even locked up here at the show. They've been showing it off for years. They're calling it a 25 model, but we still don't even have a window sticker here. But as shown, 62,000. We're still waiting, Chevy, for more information on this, but what they are bringing out are more trims of the Silverado EV. So over at GMC, we're checking out the Sierra EV. Here, Chevy is showing off that midgate and just what you can do with said midgate, with the back window taken out, with the entire midgate folded down. You can put a couch back here in the back. Up to 10 feet, 10 inches of cargo length available. And you can flip up that multi-flex tailgate to make sure whatever you have back here isn't going to slide out. So very cool option there. And then while we're over at Rivian showing you their EV, here is the Chevy Bright Drop van. This one is kitted out for some overlanding duty and wrapped in some pretty cool graphics here on this one. This is a Bright Drop 600, but it is built on their Ultium EV platform. And you can see inside the overlanding capabilities afforded to you. We've got a bed, we've got some storage down there. It's on a skateboard platform, so it's a big flat battery pack underneath the entire vehicle, and then all of your overlanding stuff there on the inside. If you want to know more, this has been done in partnership with Grounded EVs or RVs. So there you go. Over here again, we get another Silverado EV. We're starting to see more colors too. The RST first edition only came in black. Now we're getting blue, we're getting white, we're getting gray. We're getting some variation, and I love to see some colors. So for 2025, we do get that, more color. Coming to this side of the wall, now we've got some gas-powered Chevy products. The new Suburban, updated for 2025. From the rear, you can tell this black panel back here is new, the updated white clear lenses on the taillights, the new 24-inch wheels on this particular High Country, the new front fascia with the updated headlights. The black grille area really sets this apart, shows that it's a little bit different, but it is a very heavy mid-cycle refresh. Just on the other side is a vehicle I really love and have loved over the years. This is the Chevy Trax. This is the RS, much like the Buick Envista, which shares a platform with it. You can load this thing out for under $28,000. Very impressive. This is absolutely the vehicle America needs right now. It's affordable. It's got all the interior amenities that anyone could need or want, and absolutely love that vehicle. Then we have back here the Blazer proper. This is the gas variant, again sharing nothing really other than the name with Blazer EV, and some interior bits, part sharing, which is not unusual, but the gas powered Blazer here in the RS trim. You see this one at $49,240. Back here we've got a Chevy Silverado. Interesting that they're highlighting a Silverado on the main stage, so to speak, when Traverse High Country is new for 2025. We've got the new Equinox for 2025, various different things like that. Checking out this Equinox, it is much like one that we had for a week on the channel. This is an RS in that radiant red tint coat. You can see fairly fuel efficient thanks to its turbo 4 engine. 40,000, just over 40,000. So you can get all-wheel drive on the Equinox. It is one reason why it costs more than Trax. It's bigger than Trax, but this right here is the Trailblazer. It is similar in size to the Trax, though it looks narrower and taller. A lot of the dimensions are the same as Chevy Trax, but this does offer an all-wheel drive variant. It's smaller than the Equinox, so again, more in line with Chevy Trax in overall size and dimension. Very similar look. We've got that same grille up front, same trim breakdown, but you can see this one 35 when that Chevy Trax did not even cross 28,000. So definitely the more affordable option is the Chevy Trax from Chevrolet. But we'll come back here now. We did just have a Traverse High Country on the channel. We really liked it. Very big, very capable of hauling lots of people, lots of gear on a shared platform with the Buick Enclave and the GMC Acadia. So very big, very roomy. Coming over here, we've got their performance division. So we had the EVs, then we had the gas vehicles, mainstream vehicles. Now we've got the performance vehicles, which now with the death of the Camaro is just the Corvette. So we've got all the different variants of Corvette. We've got Z06, we've got ZR1, we've got traditional C8, we've got the E-Ray, the hybrid, first ever, if you plan it outright and are in stealth mode, first ever front drive Corvette. Because the electric motor does power the front wheels, and in stealth mode, the big V8 is actually off. So for a temporary point in time, yes, you can have a front drive Corvette. This is the E-Ray. It is very similar in power and performance to the Z06, but being a hybrid, it is more efficient. And then the big bad Mamma Jamma, the ZR1. This one was just recently announced. I'm digging the blue stripes, the blue wheels. This thing absolutely looks amazing, but you can see here, starts at 174,995, but you're getting over 1,000 horsepower from that 5.5 liter V8, quarter mile time of some commuter cars 0 to 60. So that's absolutely outrageous. Top speed of 233. This is truly an impressive bit of American supercar engineering, because that is exactly what this is now. This is America's supercar. It truly is impressive in every facet of its being. It is a very awesome vehicle. Now, passing back across, we get into their off-road adventure area here at the Chevrolet booth. So massive booth, lots of room to get around, multiple different themes and general vibes to each section. So we had performance, we had the everyday family, now we've got the off-road adventure here. So we've got the active trims of their crossovers in this Trax Active, the Trailblazer Active. We've got the RS trim of the Traverse here, and the Z71 trim of the Traverse just over here. So just again, leaning into that active lifestyle. But over here on the stage, we have the Equinox Active. Again, like I said, at GMC with their Terrain AT4. This is still called a 2025 Equinox Active. And again, you get the all-terrain wheels and tires. You get that white contrasting roof on this one that really sets it apart with the cactus green paint. Those general grabber tires. And then I really do appreciate the interior colors, tones, and materials in here. It is a very cool look. You can see this is actually textured look, multiple different materials here. So depending on what you look at, what you touch, what you experience, this is suede, this is cloth. Very cool attention to detail on the interior of this Equinox Active, which is a new trim for that. But yes, the get out there section. We do have some on-road variants here. We have the RST version of the Tahoe with its 24-inch wheels. Don't know that you're going to be doing much off-roading in that one, but over here you've got the Z71 version, as I mentioned, at GMC. Now available on the Z71. It is a late availability, should be ready by now as I'm filming this in February, but the diesel is now available in Z71, so that is a very cool option. Updated interior on it, more screens and the like there in this one, but just like Suburban that I already showed you, updated front fascia, updated interior, updated rear fascia, just some cleaned up mid-cycle refresh looks. Continuing with off-road capability, we've got the Trail Boss version of the Colorado. This is built off of the work truck trim, so we get that black plastic front fascia on this, but we get off-road capability. Unfortunately, not as much on this one because we've got the upsized wheel tire package on this one. I don't know why you would have anything larger than an 18 on something called a Trail Boss, but just like the Silverado I just got done testing on my home turf, which also wore the Trail Boss moniker. Yes, we've got some Bridgestone Dueler all-terrain tires on this, but what are they? They 20s, which I believe is just a travesty and tragedy. Yes, these are 275/60 R20s on something branded the Trail Boss. So takes away some of the off-road capability in my humble opinion. But coming over here, we have the Escape to Off-Road section. So this is the new Cypress Gray color for Chevrolet. I absolutely love it. This is the LT Trail Boss. This is wearing the 18-inch wheels with Goodyear Wrangler tires on it. That is actually now an option. Standard are the 20s that you see on most Trail Bosses out and around. But I very much appreciate how they optioned this one with the 18s. You get the more aggressive Goodyear Wrangler tires on this one. Actually, looking here, these aren't actually the 20s, but with the Goodyear Wrangler tires. The one I just got out of did not have Goodyear Wranglers. So some wheel tire options across the board with Trail Boss. And then over here, you can see we've got the 2500 Z71 Trail Boss with the black accents. We've got the Duramax diesel under the hood. I really do like these dark Trail Boss accents, especially against the Cypress Gray. Really does look good with the black wheels and the like. Over here we've got ZR2. So this is heavy duty ZR2, 2500 HD ZR2, again in partnership with DSSV, those Multimatic shocks, really racing style suspension on this, but geared up for off-road. This thing is absolutely massive, and you can get an AEV version of this, but $76K for this one as it sits. Right over here we've got Colorado ZR2, so bigger wheels and tires. You can see this is the way the Trail Boss should look, wheel and tires. But again, DSSV Multimatic dampers, and this one, we'll go ahead and look, 54 for this one. And then we've got the AEV Bison version of the 1500 Silverado. So this one employs the 6.2 liter V8 under the hood. Interestingly enough, the Baby Duramax is the cheaper engine option and the one I would opt for in this platform. You get the updated wheels and tires, 17-inch wheels, Goodyear Wrangler tires. You get those DSSV Multimatic shocks underneath, lots of underbody protection, more so than just the front, the nose, the differential. You get a fuel plate skid, lots of different skids here on that one. Coming over from Chevrolet, our last two booths in the center, we have Hyundai. We've got Palisade, but we have a new one coming. We have Santa Fe, which we really like and have loved over our time testing it. And then we've got the all-electric Ioniq 9, built on a shared platform with the Kia EV9. The Ioniq 9 is a big 3-row EV from Hyundai, riding on their big electric skateboard platform. And I got to ride along in one of these at the LA Auto Show, which is right after their world premiere in LA for the auto show there. Then we have Ioniq 6 here, their electric, not sedan. They call it a streamliner. We've got their traditional sedans, the Sonata and the Elantra over here. We've got Kona. We've got Ioniq 5N, which did just win Mama's favorite. The Midwest Automotive Media Association, known as MAMA, did just award this their favorite vehicle of the year, which, yes, I loved it. I spent some time at their event driving this thing, and it is very impressive, but also a little on the pricey side, but a very impressive vehicle from a performance standpoint, EV or not. Just a very cool bit of technology and engineering. Here we've got the Kona inline, which employs a 1.6 turbo 4-cylinder. Here we've got a Palisade XRT. This is their XRT section of the booth. We've got Santa Fe XRT, and then we've got Santa Cruz XRT, the baby truck that did just win the Texas Auto Rider subcompact pickup of the year. I really do like it here in XRT trim. I really like the turbocharged 2.5 liter 4-cylinder under the hood. It is a little pocket rocket. It's a lot of fun. Perhaps more fun to drive than the Ford Maverick. I would really like to test them head to head, but the last time I had one of these, I absolutely loved my time in it. It did get a little bit of a facelift for 2025, and it got an interior update, knobs, bigger screens, and the like for 2025. New wheels and tires for XRT. XRT was a new model, I believe, in 24. Carries over for 25 with some pretty strong updates. Turning around from Hyundai, we will conclude our Chicago Auto Show tour with Nissan. Drive what thrills you. They call their area Thrill Street. We'll start over here to my right with, we've got Sentra here in front. We've got Aria, their first EV crossover. They consider this a crossover, the Leaf being their first mainstream EV, one of the first mainstream EVs, but this is the Aria, taking that up a notch, literally, vertically up a notch, because it says taller than the Leaf, but sharing a lot of design components with the updated Leaf. And then over here, back behind it in red, and over here covered in snow, in white with intelligent all-wheel drive at the SR trim is the new Nissan Kicks. So this is the subcompact SUV crossover of Texas from the Texas Auto Riders. You can see it has an impressive stat sheet here. 141 horsepower, 28 mpg in the city, 35 in the highway, all-wheel drive available. Very, very cool updated looks. They showed this off in New York last year, and it is on sale and winning awards now. I think the look is absolutely on point. They say it's sneaker inspired. That's what the marketing has always been with Kicks. And you can see we've got another all-wheel drive version here, different wheels on this one, different paint job in red, but a very cool look here. Just past it, the Nissan Z, just the Z, no numbers, moving into this current generation. It is just a heavily modified version of the 370, but brought into the modern era with tech and interior bits and refinement, with a more retro heritage look to it. I think it is absolutely stunning to look at. It's a vehicle that when we had the last two that we've tested one on this channel, this color and in a pearl white. Every time I walked away from it, I had to look back. It really does look that spectacular. But we'll pan around here to the new Murano. This is brand new, just starting to hit the press fleets and dealer lots, the 2025 Murano. So you can see it shares a lot of styling with the Aria, with the Kicks, the grille area, the running lights up front, they're very much Kicks inspired. But I don't know, it still has an interesting, quirky face to it. The Murano has always been an interesting, quirky vehicle to me, and with the headlights actually being separated up here, this weird black panel that isn't a grille, I don't know, it's just interesting to me. I'm curious what that would look like if it were body color, if this would look too slant-nosed. I don't know. I always feel like the Murano has either looked good in the front and not in the back, or the back and not in the front. I will say the overall profile of this is very handsome and attractive, and borrows the most from the Aria from an exterior standpoint. When we move inside, you'll see even more Aria influence, but coming around to the back, they've very much stolen some Infiniti influence. Look at the new QX80 and then come look at this Murano and tell me that those aren't inspired by one another with the side-to-side taillight light bar back there in the back. But yes, the interior very much mimics Aria here in this one, with that big screen display up front. We do have head-up display, the single spoke or dual spoke, however you want to call it, steering wheel in this one. A very nice interior. We've got a nice pass through there And hopefully you can tell in this odd show lighting, but we've got a dual tone seat here. So kind of a chocolate brown here and a dark charcoal gray, almost black down here. So just a cool contrast. I always love it when there are more colors than just one in an interior. And this Murano definitely steps up the interior luxury here on this platinum trim. But the brand's best seller is the Rogue. We'll talk more about the Rogue on the other side of the display, but got an update for the 2024 model year, updated fascia, headlights, and overall look on the inside. Got updated tech with Google built in, but this is what we really want to talk about with Rogue. It is the new Rock Creek trim. So off-road wheels and tires, a blacked out front fascia, more aggressive look. It is really the going trend. So we saw that Bronco Sport Badlands, we saw the Subaru Forester Wilderness, we saw the GMC Terrain AT4, the Chevy Equinox Active. This really is the growing trend to lean into that off-road vibe segment, and that is exactly what we have here on this Rock Creek with the wheels and tires, Falcon tires, wrapped around the black wheels, and then we got the orange accents here on the black and simulated leather and cloth seats, Rock Creek embossed there on the seat backs, much like what we see in the bigger Pathfinder Rock Creek. We've sampled a couple of these on the channel already. We've liked it well enough. We're impressed at just how massive it feels on the inside. It really does feel like you are in a much larger vehicle than you are when you are in the Pathfinder Rock Creek. But for Pathfinder Rock Creek, you get more power on premium fuel, get just under an inch of additional ground clearance thanks to the wheel and tire package. And yes, pretty cool little off-road setup there. But speaking of cool off-road, we've got this Nismo spec Nissan Frontier Pro 4X for 2025. It got some much needed updates. We got a slightly reworked front fascia. We got better interior amenities with a bigger infotainment screen, really bringing it more in line. But if you remember way back at the beginning of this video, I was talking about how Tacoma offered a crew cab long bed. Well, boom, here we go. Frontier, the other vehicle in the segment, offering crew cab long bed. You don't see many 6-foot beds in mid-size pickup trucks, but Frontier and Tacoma are your last bet in that arena. And I do still love option and availability to spec them out how you will. So very, very welcome here for the midsize pickup truck crowd. Another thing that is really good about this platform, this right here, it's practically the only one left in the segment. I know Jeep with the Gladiator still has a V6. You can get a turbocharged V6 from Ford, but best in class standard horsepower with their V6, really good towing and payload on it as well. And this being a kitted out version from Nismo, we've got the roof rack, really cool wheels on this one. I really like the look, the vibe, the orange paint. You know me, I love orange. That is the Pro 4X color after all, but very cool look on this one. And we get the orange accents on the Pro 4X. Cloth seats in this one. I really do love this truck. There's a lot good to say about this truck. And really, really have enjoyed my time with it. But speaking of Pro 4X, the new Armada now comes in Pro 4X capability. So this is a new trim to the Armada, much like the Global Nissan Patrol and the Infiniti QX80 that we've already tested a couple times here on the channel. This rides on a new platform. Gone is that 5.6 V8 under the hood. We are now using a twin turbo V6, which we liked well enough in the Infiniti QX80, but we really loved that 5.6 V8. But emissions standards are being cracked down upon. And so, yes, we get that twin turbo V6 here in this one. But being a Pro 4X, New here on this big three-row SUV from Nissan. You can see we get the orange recovery hooks. We get some underbody protection down low. We've got a revised front bumper and just an overall updated look. I really like about the Armada just the clean simplicity of the lines, the designs. They didn't overstyle it. I really feel like Toyota's competition to this and the Sequoia is overstyled. I was highly disappointed in its off-road incapability the last time I took a TRD Pro variant off to my normal off-road testing spot. So very anxious to get my seat time in an Armada Pro 4X. But that is not the only variant they brought. They also brought their Platinum Reserve. Gotta get my P's out. Lots of plosives today here at the Nissan Thrill Street section of the Chicago Auto Show. But this is a Platinum Reserve. It's their luxury trim, their luxury variant. So think top trims of Tahoe and Suburban, the High Country, or the LTZ, or premium trims. This is the new luxury trim. You can see just from peeking in over their shoulders there, we've got new full digital gauge and dash up there in this one, updated controls. But I am impressed with the overall size and how they package the interior. The door cards aren't overly wide, so really making the most of the interior space for passengers in the new Armada. But then we've got the rest of the Nissan lineup back here in the back. So that was a lot. That was multiple different booths, an entire show floor's worth of new vehicles from many different automakers and manufacturers. I've had to replace the battery twice. I've had mic issues. I've had a dry throat. It has been a lot of talking here at the 2025 Chicago Auto Show, but there is clearly a lot to see. Do not believe what the hype is right now on the internet from my colleagues saying that auto shows are dead. Auto shows are changing. No, they aren't doing as many reveals here as before, Subaru being the only one to truly unveil a new product here, but there's still a lot to see and do for you here at the Chicago Auto Show. They're evolving and changing. We've got the kids zone here. We've got the puppies at Subaru. We've got the 2 EV test tracks. We've got Camp Jeep. We've got Ford Bronco built wild. There's a lot to see, do, and experience here. And how else are you going to shop for a vehicle other than like getting in it and touching and feeling and experiencing it, seeing how the seats fit you, seeing how comfortable and how roomy they are, and really getting a general feel for it yourself without the pressure of any salespeople. That is why auto shows are so awesome. I truly thank the Chicago Auto Show for continuing in the tradition, being the longest running auto show in the US. I just applaud all the brands that are here. If you do want to see more from us, I will have deep dives on several of the vehicles that I highlighted here in this long form video. Be sure and hit that subscribe button down below and ring the bell so you are notified whenever future videos drop from us. Find us on all social media channels: Facebook, Instagram, X, TikTok, Threads, YouTube, you name it. Everything is at GT Garage Talk, or you can go to gtgaragetalk.com. But as for me, from the show floor of the 2025 Chicago Auto Show, until next time, gearheads, bye. Hey gearheads, and welcome to Garage Talk. I'm Cory, and this is the 2025 Subaru Forester Wilderness. I am at the Chicago Auto Show. In this video, I'm going to take you on a quick tour. Stay tuned. 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 Stay tuned.